New Thought Media Network proudly presents Lindsay Leimbach, Practicing Infinite Possibilities, Fridays at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific. And now, here's Lindsay.
Hi, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. One day later, right? That's why I made the title. Now what? After Thanksgiving. Gratitude. Was gratitude in your heart? Yeah. Well, welcome, everyone. It's in California having coffee, and maybe those people on the East Coast and they're having their lunch with me. I really appreciate it. And I had a really interesting Thanksgiving. So I kind of want to tell you about it because I do believe it really is the real deal on life. So drop me a hi if you're on so I can see your comments. I really appreciate it. And I really do appreciate everyone showing up. Yesterday, I woke up and I thought, I don't feel so good. I didn't feel horrible. I felt like allergies, and I'm in Southern California, and the winds were roaring. I'm like, so a lot of times the dust gets up, and I'm like, oh, go back to bed. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, just go back to bed. And then I thought, no, I'm getting together with 13 people of my family of all different ages, and I'm like, I better test just to make sure I don't have COVID. Well, got up, took the test, and to my surprise, 2 tests later, positive. Here they are. I still have it. Positive. I tested positive. I have not had COVID this whole time, and I've had all my booster shots. So that was a little shocking to me. I had just for those my third booster shot, and I had it 11 weeks ago. I did the math. So, all right, now what? Now I was shocked. And thank goodness I wasn't having Thanksgiving at my house. So I went to gratitude. Here's Thanksgiving. Thank God that people aren't coming to my house. Thank God that I knew that I found out that I had that inner feeling like, go take a test. And let me tell you, if it wasn't Thanksgiving, I don't think I would have taken a test because that's how I feel when the winds go up and I haven't known to be exposed to anyone. And then it hit me, oh no, if I can't go to Thanksgiving and I am meant to go see my family in Florida and leave next Thursday, I probably can't go see them. And I was going to see my mom and dad who made it through Ian. And it was going to be for my birthday, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas. I already packed. I'm so excited to go. And so then I cried. I cried. I did. I was just like, oh my gosh, of course I can't go unless I'm totally negative. And I cried. Why did I cry? Why did the feeling of overwhelmness comes? Well, because I'm a human being, right? I'm a human being having a human experience. And I started to feel extremely disappointed that I'm not seeing my family members for Thanksgiving, disappointed that I'm going to have to cancel a whole bunch of other stuff, disappointed that my parents are going to be disappointed, my mother-in-law's disappointed that now I've exposed my husband. I hadn't woken him up yet to say, honey, poke the bear, right? And so I had this feeling of just absolute disappointment. And I was thinking about that, and I like this quote. Here we go. To C.S. Lewis. Crying is all right in its way while it lasts. But you have to stop sooner or later and then still have to decide what to do. And we know that. We know that in our heart, that we can feel that gut feeling of, oh my God, this feels so bad. And crying is okay. It lets out, it gives you that pause and lets some emotion out. A good cry is not a bad thing. As long as you realize that it needs to end. It needs to end. And so I said to myself, I really honestly believe that everything has a purpose, and even me having COVID has a purpose. And I wasn't necessarily scared of COVID because I had all the shots, but I did see the feeling bad and inconvenience and the unknown of it came through. So I pulled myself together and I said, okay, well, the first thing, remember, it's very early in the morning. I'm going to go and I'm going to take a shower. So I took a shower to regroup myself. And this is when I practice and I teach mindfulness and I coach and I say, when you get news that's overwhelming, what you need to do is allow some of it out, talk to a friend, talk to yourself, cry. If you need to scream in your pillow, I always tell people if they feel like they need to cuss, scream, bubbles, bubbles, I need bubbles. Don't say the F word, because then the brain triggers to go down that rabbit hole of having a lot more cussing, and that actually doesn't decrease your stress. It'll increase your stress. But if you can change that aggressive word into like bubbles, bubbles, that's something funny, then you actually will start calming yourself down. So that's when you're stressed out. But I was crying, so I got to get in the shower and then get yourself in the present moment. Get yourself in the present moment. Really feel the water coming through. And that's what I do. When I feel really stressed or unhappy, I take a shower. I let the water hit my whole body. And when it hits your whole body, it pulls you right into that center moment. And I just say, God, just allow whatever's bothering me to go down into the drain. Allow my stress to just go away. Allow me to be like baptized into the clearer, higher consciousness. And so I really use the shower as a tool to shift myself into a positive place. And we all can do that. We can all do that. And it has been scientifically proven that, especially if you have physical pain, well, let's say in your elbow or in your knee or even a migraine, and you get in a shower, and what it does is it stimulates your skin all over, and the brain then starts detecting that and starts letting go of concentrating on your pain. So taking a nice shower really does work well. And then when I got out, I put my hair out, and then I put on this shirt. Believe there is good. Be the good. Here I have a picture of me. I didn't know I was going to show this today, but there I am coming out of the shower, right? And believe there is good. Be the good. And I made that declaration to myself. I said, I am going to take this situation and I am not going to feel sorry for myself anymore. I am going to actually use it the best I possibly can. Now, did I still feel upset? Yeah, I did. I don't want to say I didn't, especially when I had to, call my parents and say, hey, I came up with COVID, so I might not be coming. Even that. It's so sad when you can't be with the people you love. But they were so understanding. Everyone was so understanding. And then I called my other family members, and one of my other family members said, I have the exact same symptoms. So this is early in the morning. I'm going to go and take a COVID test. And they came up positive, and I had not seen them. So they came up positive. So then I thought, well, isn't this a blessing that I did this and took this test? Because now this family member knows that they're positive and they too were going to come. And so then I called my son, who is in England, and I said, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? I'm being all positive. And he's in England, and he shows me his like TV dinner, and he goes, I'm staying in, Mom, and having a TV dinner. And I said, I'm staying in too, and I don't know what I'm eating. I have COVID. And he goes, really? And of course he was sympathetic, but we were like together in our TV dinners. So in some ways, it kind of bonded us together. And I said to him, you know what? 2023. Thanksgiving, 2023 Thanksgiving. So why am I telling you all this story of it? is because the show is PIP, Practicing Infinite Possibilities. And the bottom line is there is infinite possibilities when we can handle a situation, good or bad, right? Infinite possibilities. Now, yesterday was the Thanksgiving, the day of gratitude. So I really wanted to stay in gratitude, and I wanted to do to my higher self what is the best for everybody. So I love this. Reverend Kusla actually posted this last week. The power of stepping away. Let's look at that. Do you see? This is true for anger. This is true for COVID. This is true for when you have something physically or emotionally that actually spreads. Because what you think about, you bring about. See, if I have the germ COVID and I bring it out, I will spread it out. If I have anger, I bring it out, I'll spread it out. If I have victimhood, if I take that inside, I will spread it out. You need to step away. That's right, step away. Step away and make that conscious shift. Make that conscious shift in the present moment and declare what you want. And I wanted to have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And yes, it wasn't going to be at the table. But that didn't matter. I was sending them love and they were sending me love. And they were so grateful that I took the test. And I was so grateful that I didn't spread the COVID to them. I was so grateful that I had my family that cared, my friends that cared, that I could come and share the story with you. Gratitude filled my heart all day long. I actually had fried chicken and ice cream. And you know what? It was awesome. I didn't think this is bad. I thought this is terrific. Why? It's your mindset. It is your absolute mindset. Let me show you this banner. Here we go. I love this one. This is a lady who actually wrote a book called What Now? Anne Patchett. Just because things hadn't gone the way I had planned didn't necessarily mean they had gone wrong. Amen to that, right? Amen to that. We do not have to be rigid. Rigidity in the present moment will make you break. Flexibility, kindness, empathy, compassion in the present moment will make you love and bend and care. Ernest Holmes said, have the will to be well, to be happy, and to live in joy. Now, will, a lot of times these days, I don't think he meant willpower, because you can willpower yourself for about a week or two to get through something. I think he's believing in the present moment that's inside of ourselves. Have the will to go inside. Have the intent to be well, to be happy, and to live in joy. Even with COVID, right? Right here, second day, COVID, right? Can I live well? Have the intent to be well? The answer is yes. Can I have the intent to be happy? The answer is yes. Can I have the intent to have joy? The answer is yes. Sometimes people need to have a deep rest. People say, I'm feeling depressed. And I'm like, are you depressed or do you need a deep rest? You just need to relax. You need to center yourself. You need to eat well. That will bring joy and happiness to you, right? Let's see. Good morning, Wendell. Oh, let me show you this. He's still full. Yes, I'm sure. And thank you so much for sending me so much love. That's my dad. So here, of course, Eckhart Tolle, who was one of my very favorites, said, all you really need to do is accept this moment fully. You are then at ease in in the here and now and at ease with yourself. So that's why I'm going back. Go back to when I felt like I needed to take my test. I took my test and then I was shocked. I was not accepting it. And then I was overwhelmed. I was not accepting it. And then I was sad. That's when I started to accept it. That's when I started to accept it. Then I took my shower and then I declared that I can be happy anyway. Life is full of infinite possibilities, good and bad, but we're the ones who label them as good and bad. I really want you guys to let that sink in. We are the ones who label them to be good or bad. It's not the universe. What is good to me isn't necessarily good to you, right? Or what is good to me isn't necessarily good to my children. It's my own filter system. It's my own point of view. I thought about that yesterday when I was looking, and we were sitting in the backyard, of course, because now my husband is in lockdown with me. And look at this beautiful moment in our backyard. These are stained glass windows that we picked up at a vintage store. Aren't they gorgeous? And the sun was coming through them. And I looked at him and I said, you know, if we weren't home today, sitting right here in this moment, we would not be able to see this absolute beautiful stained glass windows that we have in our backyard. That is a gift. That is a gift. That is a miracle in itself. So I'm not saying that you have to always like your predicament. You might not like the news from the doctor. You might not like the news from your children. You might not like the news from your COVID test. But you accept it and you come to peace with it. And then you go to that higher inner self and you say, what can I do? What is the part of this journey that I can do? This is the real stuff. The real stuff. Quite often we go to our churches or synagogues or our mosques and we get overwhelmed by these wonderful words of wisdom that have gone down the centuries of love and peace. And as long as the teacher is teaching and bringing you forth into it, you can feel it. You can be it. And then we drive away and the 405 and someone cuts us off, or we have a flat tire, or we end up getting COVID, or the tax bill comes in, or the layoff, or whatever. And then you think, holy crud, this isn't working for me. The question is, can you do it then too? Can you make the shift then too? Can you say, you know what? I accept this and I have the intent to be happy anyway. You might not be having pleasure, but you can be having joy that you're handling a tough situation. That you can feel really good about being yourself and living to your fullest, even when things aren't going your way. That's when you get to know that you've been really practicing what you read, or what the preacher was saying, or what Ernest Holmes was saying, or what Jesus was saying, or what the Buddha was saying. Because you can go, yes, yes, yes to the words, but can you actually bring them into the present moment? I know you can, but it takes practice. That's why I have PIP is practicing infinite possibilities. Practicing infinite possibilities. So originally when I was thinking about what I was going to talk about today, I was thinking about, well, the day after Thanksgiving, how did it go? Can you have some reflection on how it went? For a lot of us, it might have been joyful. For some of us, it might have been a little disheartening. I don't know. But can you bring the gratitude of what Thanksgiving is really all about? And it's not about presents, and it's not about shopping. It's about being grateful in the present moment to being alive and accepting what you have. So I said, now what? Well, let's look at this. Now means in the present moment. And what means asking for information. Now what? So what that is saying is, now what? In the present moment, can you ask for that information? Can you ask, now what? Not now what, like now what? Gosh, in the sarcasm tone. You want to embrace now what? Like now what? What is the infinite possibilities of creating kindness and love and joy and going on my journey and really seeing the stuff that I'm built inside of me, going forward with kindness. Let's see. I want to put this one up. Oops, here we go. Likes attract like, and we attract just what we are in mind. That's a powerful statement from Ernest Holmes. So when I had the COVID test, well, I practice being kind and loving, and I needed some kind and loving. Makes me want to cry. And because I practice kind and lovingness, when I needed it, people were there for me. My heart is so full of gratitude to see that the mind is mirroring back to me what I want it to be, which is what I practice. I certainly am not perfect, but I don't expect anyone else to be perfect. So when they're imperfect, that's fine too. When they fall down, I help them up. But when I fall down, they help me up. One of my biggest helpers is my dad, who showed up today. He said, "Oh, we'll change the airline tickets." Everyone was understanding. No one was blaming. No one was shaming. No one was making me feel exaggerating the problem. It was such a beautiful Thanksgiving because I really saw so many people care for me, especially my husband. But that's because we do the work. Likes attract likes. We attract just what's in our mind. So you said, "But Lindsay, did you create COVID?" Hey, I'm a human being, have a human experience. I did everything possible not to have COVID. But you know what? So I'm having a human experience. But this is a wonderful experience of knowing that when things get bad, I can pick myself up. I can put on my t-shirt. I can take my shower. I can be kind anyway. I can care. And that came back to me. And I am so grateful. So very grateful. So be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. I don't know how you express gratitude, but live it. Be grateful for yourself. Be grateful for this moment. Be grateful for being alive. Be grateful for technology that we're able to even communicate at this level that we're communicating with. Grateful for the technology that I can take a home test, right? Grateful for Tylenol. Grateful that I can get on WhatsApp and talk to my son in England. Grateful for the sun to rise. Grateful for this breath I have. Take this day after Thanksgiving and allow that gratitude to keep going. Not just yesterday, not just today, but in every single breath. And you will mirror and have other people mirror love and kindness. Practice. Because there's infinite possibilities that you can create. And the person who gets to create the possibilities is you. And how do you create the possibilities is out of your choices. What are you choosing? What are you choosing today? What are you choosing with this breath? Choosing being here with me today. I am so very thankful. So very thankful. I am so very grateful and thankful to New Thought Media Network. I am so very thankful to all my teachers, ones that have written books, ones who've taught me some hard lessons, that maybe I'd say, they're not my best friends, but they taught me. They taught me. I'm thankful for my parents. I'm thankful for my children. Thankful for my friends and for my dogs and for all animals and nature, right? I want to just say one last thing. A friend of mine gave me this wonderful book, The Health of Healing, and I opened it up randomly today. And it had a quote from Lao Tzu. Face the simple fact before it becomes involved. Solve the simple problems before it becomes big. The most involved fact in the world could have been faced when it was simple. The biggest problem in the world could have been solved when it was small. I think that's so true. Don't reach into your spirituality when everything is like horrible. I mean, of course, do it then, but do it today. Find your inner breath inside. Find your little gratitudes in the small things. Take your vitamins. I read an article this morning and it was talking about how to keep your mind healthy. Eat well, exercise, and lifestyle. They're just so obvious. Another article I read today is talking about how to keep your mind healthy. Learn something new. Read something. Think. Use it. Use your brain. Use your heart before you lose it. What you think about, you bring about. So start in a small way now, and then the good becomes bigger. Don't wait. Don't wait. Start today. Do something small. Find the gratitude. And just allow it to just blossom in the present moment, right now. And when you don't know what to say, now what? Meaning in the present moment, ask for your inner guidance. And from there, move forward with a smile. All right. Well, I want to thank you all for bearing with me on PIP today. And I'm pretty excited that I was able to get through and really actually quite enjoy it with you all with COVID. Until next week, happy Thanksgiving, happy every day. Remember, believe there is good. Be the good. Be the good for yourself. Be the good for the world.
On behalf of everyone at New Thought Media Network, thank you for being a member of our virtual family. Your financial contributions help share the New Thought message with people from around the world. Please visit and contribute at www.ntmedia.org/donate. New Thought Media Network, come be you. And please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace and blessings.